Ever get frustrated that certain parts of the game are too tedious or difficult to complete? Well, here are some strats that you may want to use to help you in your first and subsequent playthroughs when playing the Resident Evil 4 Remake. So the first strat is the church bell skip, which only works in New Game Plus. After arriving at the village square, enter the house to the left, climb up the stairs to the second floor, jump out the window, position yourself on the roof with a sniper rifle equipped, and shoot at the church bell in the distance. Ringing the bell this way will skip the village fight and immediately trigger the next cutscene.
Huh?
In the farm area, you're supposed to get a wooden cog inside the barn, and you normally do this by climbing up the ladder beside the gate into the barn's second floor and down the ladder again where the cog is located. But what you can actually do instead is just shoot the lock at the barn's rear door, which is kind of difficult because the lock is angled to its side, but it is doable if you aim very carefully. But if shooting at the lock is too difficult or even tilting for you guys, you can always just throw a grenade. You can find one in the same house where you find a shotgun. It's on the second floor. So on your way to the village center, you'll go through this cave, and as you exit, you'll notice this lone ganado who's patrolling about. And normally, you just leave him alone, right? He's not doing anything, he can't reach you, he's harmless. But no! If you kill this guy, you can actually prevent the Colmillos, which are the plaga-infected dogs, from spawning in the next area, even after the watchtower falls. This next one is actually the first part of a larger strat, which I'll discuss later on. But basically, what you're supposed to do here is pick up a gold chicken egg, and you can find it on the eastern side of the lake during Chapter 4. You know what sucks? Chainsaws. And sisters. And chainsaw sisters. Well, you know what doesn't suck? Ball throwers. If you upgrade your ball thrower to level 3, and attach some mines on the dresser to the right before picking up a checkpoint crank, that should be enough to kill both chainsaw sisters after the cutscene ends. If not, you can always throw another grenade for good measure. If you don't want to go through all the trouble of reaching the counterweight just to access the cannon, well, if you climb the stairs and look to your left, you can just shoot the counterweight from this position. To cheese the first Garrador encounter, buy the broken butterfly from the merchant, which I think is already sold at a discount at this point in the game. After falling from the ceiling, crouch immediately and slowly move to the left until you're hugging the wall. From this position, you can get a free hit on the Garrador's weak spot by carefully aiming your gun and waiting for the crosshair to focus. 4 to 5 well-placed revolver shots in hardcore difficulty will be enough to bring him down. But if you don't have enough pesetas to buy the broken butterfly, you can always just opt to escape. Sneak your way out, or sprint, whichever one you prefer, and right before you exit the tunnel, throw a flashbang grenade. This should stagger him long enough for you to open a gate and escape unharmed.
Guess we'll have to wait.
Alright, so right after your first encounter with the Garrador, you'll come out at the second floor of the audience chamber, and normally you'd have to jump on these chandeliers to reach the other side and be able to hit the gong with the snake symbol. Well, you don't really have to do that, you can just shoot at the gong from this spot here, at this angle. It might take a few tries, but it is doable, and it'll save you a lot of time and a lot of effort.
Hang on, this is the same room as before, isn't it? Guess we just circled around.
A wise man once said that grenades are the solution to every problem. And well, he's not entirely wrong. If you throw a grenade on the other side of this gate, to the right after climbing up the ladder, you should be able to release the counterweight hidden inside, opening up the path for you. If you don't want to waste a grenade, you can shoot at the counterweight using a pistol instead, but you need to aim very carefully. Hug the wall to your left, aim your pistol, and you should be able to see and hit a small portion of the counterweight as it swings back and forth. For the second gate, you can do the same, but you throw the grenade to the left side this time. Though if you want to save resources, you can always just go through the intended path, just up the stairs, and then jumping down to the left. In the courtyard, your goal is to lower 3 flags in order to progress to the next area. For this strat to work, you need to make sure that the final flag you lower is the one where you have to command Ashley to pull and hold the switch for you. After lowering this flag, zealots will appear and start sprinting towards Ashley to carry her away. Instead of rushing in to save her, jump down, sprint straight up the stairs, position yourself beside the farthest graded window to your right, and wait until she's captured. Wait for a few seconds until the zealot carrying her is near your position, and throw a flashbang grenade through the window. The zealot should drop Ashley after being blinded, and when this happens, quickly turn around to open the door and enter the next area. If done correctly, Ashley should magically appear right behind you. When trying to reach the goat head statue, a zealot will appear and lower the walkway as you're halfway through. To prevent this from happening, throw a grenade right around this spot to stop him from pulling the lever, giving you unobstructed access to the goat head. Rather than going through the normal route of fighting ganados to get the dynamite in the mine area, you can fire an RPG at the dead end that blocks your path instead.
Heads up next time!
Remember that first gold chicken egg I told you to pick up earlier during chapter 4? Yeah, well, here's the second one you'll need for a boss fight later on. This second gold chicken egg can be found by backtracking to Salazar's throne room after leaving the mines, and solving the square lockbox puzzle to the right side of the throne. As you ascend the clock tower, you'll encounter a giant Salazar statue that breathes fire at you. To disable this trap, climb up the first flight of stairs, position yourself so that you're directly behind the statue, and shoot the red explosive barrel at the back of the statue's head. For this one, you have to be really quick. Just before jumping down onto the lift, activate the trap, jump down, and sprint towards the lever and activate it. If you do this fast enough, the trap you just sprung should hit the red zealot that's coming up the stairs.
Lift. How thoughtful.
The Salazar boss fight is where the 2 gold chicken eggs come into play. Throw the first one at him immediately as the fight starts, and throw the second one when he's staggered, making sure to hit Salazar himself. I think each gold chicken egg does around 70% of his health as damage, so, do the math. This strat will save you a ton of ammo and resources, so I hope you guys were able to pick up both eggs. If you only have 1 gold chicken egg though, you can still follow the same strat, except after throwing the first egg to stagger him, pepper him with magnum bullets instead until he's dead. 5 to 7 shots should be enough, depending on how far you've upgraded your magnum. Right after arriving at the island, you're supposed to do some puzzling involving automated turrets. Instead of doing this, sprint straight to the doors you're supposed to enter, and wait for the brute to pop out. The goal here is to bait the brute into doing a melee attack at you instead of using his automatic crossbow, and this is doable by shooting at his crossbow first to disable it, and moving back and forth to force him to do his front kick animation. If you do this correctly, his kick should force him to trigger an automated turret, shielding you from the bullets, and giving you more than enough time to open the doors and escape. After locating Ashley on the island, 2 soldiers will be guarding her cell. Now most people would just run and gun these enemies, but you can actually stealth kill them to save you some ammo. For the first one, hug the wall to the left and sneak towards him until the stealth kill prompt pops out. It'll look like he'll notice you, but he won't. For the second one, you can just sprint towards him instead of sneaking. During the awful Wrecking Ball section, you can make this encounter more tolerable. Normally, it'll take a few hits from the Wrecking Ball until Ashley is able to punch a hole through the wall. Until then, you're stuck fending off God knows how many ganados. What you can do instead is throw 2 to 3 grenades right at the wall's weak spot, and this should damage the wall enough so that only 1 hit from the Wrecking Ball is needed to break it. During the anti-aircraft gun section, you normally have to destroy it using a turret, but to save you some time, you can opt to throw some heavy grenades instead. 2 should be more than enough to finish the job. For this last strat, you're gonna need ideally a full health bar and a fully repaired body armor. In the Sanctuary approach area, you'd normally have to mow down a bunch of soldiers and manually reposition a turret blocking your path. Ignore all of that and sprint straight to the turret, and position yourself right before the laser that triggers it. On your way, don't forget to kill this guy that shoots RPGs at you, otherwise, he'll keep ruining the whole strat. The idea here is to let one of the Novistadores, those annoying insect things that fly around, lunge at you. Their lunge attack should push Leon past the laser that triggers the turret, and his invisibility frames from this animation after getting lunged at should shield him from the turret and hit the soldiers instead. This strat can be a little inconsistent as you can see here since I do get damaged, but this should be doable with enough practice.